Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I will be filming a clean with me video, and this is the before look. That kitchen looks a hot mess, but we will be working on that today, as well as this living room. I just got my kids on the bus, so now it is time to clean this house. All right, so this is how they left it for me this morning. We're just gonna do the living room and the kitchen. I'll possibly do a video where I clean my kids' room, my bathroom, and everything else. All right, let's go. And I also am watching my favorite show, First 48, while I do this. It is scary, but not so scary. It teaches me where to go, what to do, what not to do, who to mess with, and so on and so forth. So with that said, I'm gonna set her right there. I think I have it set where it follows me. Let me just make sure that is the case. Okay, that's not the case. So we will fix the setting and be right back. And by the way, I made these myself. I just went to Joann's, find the fabric that I liked, found the pillow size that I liked, and I just sewed these myself, added a zipper to them, and they go perfect with the couch. So the living room is now all set. I know I have too many pillows, but that's how I like it. Table's wiped down. Floor's vacuumed. I hate this TV stand, so this will be the first thing to go when we start remodeling. And by the way, this house is about a year and a half old. We built it last year and got finished in December. We moved in end of December. It is a semi-custom built. Not 100% what I want, but definitely can deal with it. All right, so now let's move on to the kitchen. All right, so I went to clean the kitchen and just realized how much more my fridge needs it. So we'll be cleaning the fridge first, and then we will move on to the kitchen. I'm just gonna empty it first. Okay, fridge is all done. Everything that was supposed to go in here is in here. This is just extra eggs, corn. My kids love corn. And then everything that was about to go bad, I tossed out. Everything that has expired, I tossed out. Every one of these greens that were soggy and going bad, I tossed out. These are just organic spinach. I recently started making smoothies with spinach, and because I heard that's supposed to help you lose weight, and boy, does it help. TMI, I don't want to go into the details, but it helps if you're trying to lose weight. If you want a recipe of that, I can definitely make a video, but it has helped me shed at least 20 pounds in the last couple months. So here is the finished look. Now we can get to the kitchen, which has looked a lot worse since I cleaned the fridge, because everything that has gone bad that needs to be washed, these bowls, some empty cups that the kids just left in the fridge just because they didn't feel like washing it, which is all of this as well. Most of it needs to be washed and tossed out. So we will move on to hate these cups. They have nooks and crannies where it's so hard to get into. And I hate that my husband keeps making hot chocolate in this. So it kind of gets stuck in there and then it takes forever to get it out. I like to wash my dishes twice. I scrub it like this in the sink first. And then I take it out, rinse it, put it in a dishwasher, and then turn it on. That way I'm absolutely certain there's nothing left in them. Call it the OCD in me. I love these. They work perfect. They're so cute too. Alright, so now it's time to rinse and load in the dishwasher. I like to rinse the bigger ones first and then work my way to the smaller items. I know they're already clean because you can hear them squeak. It's not oily, there's no residue left in them. However, I still like to get them in the dishwasher and run it. This is the best bowl I've ever had. It is so easy to clean. Easy to use, easy to clean. My type of bowl. So I'm trying to race with time because it's already 12:30 and my first kid walks in the door at 2:30. So I have about 2 hours to do as much as I can. It's not that they bother me while they're here. It's just so much harder to stay focused and clean. Because once they walk in the door, they always want a snack, they want drinks, they want this, they want that. So you have to keep stopping. And by the time I get back to what I was doing, they had already made a mess somewhere else. It's just so much harder when they're here, but it doesn't necessarily mean I cannot clean while they're here. They're pretty responsible kids. My oldest is 17 and about to be 18, I should say. And he's pretty good at helping me around the house. Funny thing is, he'll help me with everything else. Like take out the garbage, take care of his little brother and everything. The only thing he will not do is clean his room. Like I'll ask him to clean his room and he'll say, okay, Ma, I just did. And as soon as I walk in the room, it looks like a dinosaur threw up in it. And he says that's how he likes it. Regardless, I will go in there and clean it again myself. He feels bad for a moment and then he thanks me after I'm done. But I can't say much because he does help me around the house with the most important things like his brother when I'm working or when I just don't feel like it. He's always there for me. My second is 13, just turned 13. He's pretty helpful too when he wants to be. Some days I don't even get a hi from him. Like he doesn't even walk out of his bedroom because he's constantly playing with friends or doing homework. Other days he's constantly in my face. Mommy, can I do something for you? Do you need anything? Can I get you some water? And then I have a 9-year-old. She's my only girl. She's very sweet and loving, but she's very talkative. And some days that is not the best thing Mommy needs. But she's very sweet. She's loving. She's very intelligent. Alhamdulillah. And she's very helpful too. So she'll help around the house, but then she makes more mess than she cleans. She likes to craft, which means papers, scissors, remnants everywhere, crayons, markers. I have markers drawn on my carpet. I have, well, that's my crafty kid. And she likes to dance. She likes to sing, unfortunately. And then I have a 5-year-old who is very sweet, calls me his sweetheart. But now he's at that stage where he's very whiny. Just this morning before school, he's cried nonstop because at first he was hot. He wanted me to put on shorts for him. But as soon as he headed out the door, and you know, in the morning it gets a little bit chilly, but then the temperature is going to get up to like 78 today. So I thought shorts would be appropriate, which again, he wanted to begin with. But as soon as he walked out the door and that small little breeze hit him, he was done with the shorts. He wanted long pants, but then his bus was already here. So I said, "Hon, I'll bring it to school if I have to, but you're gonna miss your bus." He would not stop crying until he got on the bus. But mind you, as soon as he was about to get on the bus, he wiped his tears and stopped crying because he didn't want his friends to know he was crying. Like, why is it that you don't want to whine and cry in front of your friends, but it's okay to do so in front of mommy? I mean, I get it. It's not fair, to say the least. So that is my pack. They love me, I love them. I've been married for about 19 years. I have a loving husband who is very caring, affectionate, and likes to take care of his family. But you know, every married couple, sometimes you want to put them 6 feet under. Not literally, but in your mind at least. So with that said, motherhood is easy sometimes. Being a wife is easy sometimes. It's just sometimes you need me time. And it's so hard to find me time when you're running after kids or doing what I'm doing now, taking care of the house and taking care of everyone else. Sometimes you forget to take care of yourself. And that's what I struggle with the most. Like, I will forget myself sometimes because I'm so busy taking care of everyone else. I have to take a step back and say, you know what? I need me time. And the funny thing is, I work for Delta Airlines, so I fly for free. However, I can count on one hand how many times I've flown, which is absolutely absurd because I have so many places I want to go to, so many things I want to do, but it's so hard to find the time to do everything that you need to do when you're busy taking care of everyone else. So this year, I have made a pact, I've made a plan, I should say, that I'm going to prioritize myself a lot more. And what that means is I'm not going to not do everything I'm supposed to do as a wife and a mother, but then I'm also going to do things that makes me happy. Not that taking care of my kids does not make me happy. I just mean, I don't know what I mean, but I think you guys get it. I mean, if you're a mom and you're married and you have kids, you get it. I mean, I would hope you get it, but it's hard to explain. Not everybody will get it because not everybody's living the same situation as me. But it can be very overwhelming sometimes to a point where you're like, okay, where has my life gone? I was 19 once, full of life, or 18 once and full of life. But now my life is just based around cooking, cleaning, and taking care of kids, being married to a husband. Even though those are things I love to do, that's not all me. Like sometimes I like to have me time, have a little fun. With that said, I have a bucket list which I hope to complete by the end of 2026. I do work 10 hours a day, which means I get 3 days off each week. So with just one additional day off or two, I pretty much have the whole week off and can pretty much go wherever I want. I can do a day trip if I needed to, or just take the week for myself. My mom also lives close by and she's very helpful when it comes to the kids, but she's older and I don't want to impose that on her because then it'll be selfish. I just don't know. I don't do babysitters. I have when my 13-year-old was a lot younger, maybe around 5 or 6 years old, but I caught one of my daycare workers literally abusing my child. I walked out and he was crying for me, so I stepped back in just to kind of see why he was crying. But I caught the older lady who was supposed to be, I guess, the daycare worker's mom, just yanking him from his shoulder and yelling and screaming at him, telling him how he needs to stop whining and he's not a baby. That is the day I took my kids out of daycare. I cried the whole day, and after that I just decided I'm done with daycare. I mean, it's not for me, it's not for my children, it's not something that I like to do. So what I did, I do have neuropathy on my right leg, which at the time was just an excuse, I guess, but it is an actual thing that I live with. So what I did is I had my doctor write me a note stating with my neuropathy I needed to be working at home because my leg at any time can just go numb and give out. It happened while I was about 9 months pregnant with my first. Okay, so the kitchen is done. I have everything cleaned. Floor is vacuumed. This table was so filthy. I mean, I have this here because I'm the shortest person there is, and I need to get on that to reach anything, literally anything. I do need to wipe these chairs down, but I will do that in my next video. I know this is too much, but work with me. I'm in the process of making juices and putting them in bottles and just putting them in the fridge like shots, if that makes any sense. I'm trying to lose weight. I've tried everything under the sun. Nothing has worked so far, but something will eventually work. Now I have this left, the butler's pantry, and this second living room. This is the second living room that we have. It's supposed to be a formal dining, but I don't do formal dining, so it's a second living room pretty much. We have a couch, there's a TV in here, and this is where the kids usually spend their time. I gotta get that, and then look at where all of their clothes go in the morning. They literally throw everything everywhere and leave it to me to clean. So we're gonna tackle this secondary living room and the butler's pantry. This is going in the fridge. I'm so glad I cleaned that fridge because now everything fits perfectly in there. These I'm not gonna touch, I'm just gonna leave them here. These are cookies, pretty much cinnamon rolls, and the kids like to just head for this when they get home. As snacks, I'll leave it just there. I'll just clean up, wipe down, pretty much, and that's it. I love this spray. It smells so good and does everything. It says glass cleaner, however, I use it everywhere. I do have another one that's mainly for wiping things down, but I don't like that smell. I like this smell. I will just move you right there. Wipe this area down. This is all finished. Am I the only one that still uses matches? The reason is my 5-year-old does not know how to light a match, but he definitely knows how to work a lighter. Okay, so I'm all done in here. I'm just gonna head to that living room. Surprisingly, I did not need to do much in here. Ooh, I just made a mess. Alrighty, so I am absolutely done now. And so just to go back, this is the living room. I did end up pausing that show only because I was not paying much attention to it. Okay, and this is the hallway, kitchen, dining. Let me turn this light on. So with my next video, I will be doing the stainless steels, the ovens, the stove, but it has been wiped down, and I will be wiping down the cabinets. I haven't done that in a week or so, so it's about due. And this is the dining area. I don't know if you guys want a complete tour of the house, but or the outside, we can also do that. All right, and that right there is a prayer mat. I love it back there because it's easily accessible. And then I have the butler's pantry, which I need to heat up some of that coffee right now. And then this is the secondary living room on out to the outside. All right, so this is where I will end this video. If you guys have any suggestions on videos that you would like me to do, I think my next video will be to wipe down the cabinets and then the stainless steel, or I might just film myself cleaning the kids' bedrooms, or maybe just doing a tour. I also have some videos from when this house was being built from the ground up, which I can also insert some clips in there with that, if you guys want to see that. If you also want to know the process of getting your own home built, I can also do that. We also did have another home, the one we moved from, to here, we had a 30-year mortgage on that, which we ended up paying in about 6 years. It is absolutely doable. I'm told many times that that is not something you can do on if you're working a 9 to 5. It is doable. My husband and I did it in 6 years. We're renting that home now, and that home is paying off half of the rent that we're paying here on this home. And we have a plan to pay this house off in about 7 to 10 years. I will be filming that journey with you guys to let you know that it is absolutely doable, how we did it, if you guys also want to do that. Again, please let me know in the comment section what kind of videos you guys want from me. I have contemplated filming a YouTube video for the past 3 years now, and every time there was a reason why I couldn't do it. It was either I was not skinny enough, or something was always holding me back. And so when I sat back and I talked to my husband, I said, I don't know what's keeping me from doing this, because this is something I'm very passionate about, and it's absolutely not about the money or anything like that. If I didn't make a dime from YouTube, I'd be okay with that. But it's mainly, I believe I have a lot of knowledge and a lot of things that I've been through that I can share with you guys, from, you know, married life, children. I've been with Delta Airlines for about 15 years, so I have a lot of knowledge when it comes to flying with children. Also, again, like the mortgage piece that I just talked about, where me and my husband have a way to kind of now cheat the system where we can pay our rent a lot sooner than expected. I am not a makeup guru, so that's not something I will be doing. I have absolutely no knowledge when it comes to makeup, even though I absolutely want to learn. It's just not in the picture just yet. So I probably will be doing some makeup videos, beginner makeup videos, teaching myself actually how to do that. Since skincare also has not been a big part of my life, so it's not something that I prioritize. Like I said, since skincare is also not something that I prioritize in my life, I mean, it's something that I do on the go. For example, I'll do my cleansers, but when it comes to like the oils and then this and that, I'm not very familiar with that, but that is something I also want to look into. I do not want to put my kids on camera, so I don't think that's something I will be doing. I will talk about my children. I will let you know things that I've done in the past or things I will do in the future with my children, but I will not put my children on video. I don't think my husband wants to be on video. He's a very shy person. I'm not shy. And one thing I will say is speak your mind in the comments, because I do have really thick skin and I do take in suggestions. If it's negative, I will just scroll past it. If it's something that will benefit me, I will definitely read it and thank you for them in advance. But if it's negative, again, you're more than welcome to. I just will not pay it no mind. I will scroll right past it. Big thing that I will definitely be sharing on this channel is my weight loss journey. I am currently borderline 200, and actually, I think last time I went to the doctors, I was like 205, something like that. But I definitely want to lose a lot of weight. I don't want to, wait, I shouldn't say that. I don't want to lose a lot of weight. I do want to get to my weight goal, which is about 180 pounds. That is my absolute goal. Anything less than that, I don't think I want. I used to be 160 pounds prior to being married, but after having kids, I started gaining weight. I do have 4 kids, which I've said before. But yeah, weight is inevitable when you have kids. Those are the things I will be sharing with you guys in this channel. If you guys have any suggestions, let me know. I do not want to go on a rant. I just wanted to introduce myself. Again, my name is Mary. I have been married for 19 years. I'm a mom of 4. I work in the airline business. I am a reservation supervisor. I have been with Delta for about 15 years. 10 of those years I was just a reservation agent, and for the past 5 years I've been a reservation supervisor. If you guys have any questions in regards to that as well, leave it in the comments. I'd be more than happy to go into that. I think I want to do more of this sit down video, this video style, like the sit down video style more. I don't know, I tend to rant. I tend to just go off topic and just talk about stuff that I did not mean to talk about. All right guys, so this is where I will end this video. Again, if you guys have any suggestions on videos, topics, something that you would like me to talk about or do in these videos, just let me know in the comments. Bye bye.